Hello and welcome. Today we are going to take a full detailed look and tour of the Legoland Holiday Village. So the actual accommodations available in a completely separate video. We are starting just outside the Bear Country, which is sort of the roadway of where I am staying, and now we are just going to have a good look around. So as you can see by the map, it's almost split into two blocks of cheese and then the water at the back, where by that map it actually has some accommodation which has now completely been changed and replaced with a massive play area. So we are going to have a full look around and see everything that's on offer with regards to all the different types of accommodation, what things there are to do on site, just how easy it is to cook and clean and everything. So obviously where we are now, if you are not staying in a cabin or you are staying in a cabin, and I do believe some of the cabins actually don't have shower facilities, but they still might have a kitchenette, you will end up going to some of these if you are pitching up or you're staying in your motorhome and things like that. This is just places where you can come and use the facilities. And then again in here, there was actually somebody in there. I didn't realize there was somebody in just the right hand side. He was on his phone listening to music. You got a pay to play pool table, and you've got a TV at the back which you can just put on. When we walk back round again, all the lights actually are on, and there are a couple of people watching. I do believe one of the England football games, I think, was on at the time of me walking around on this. But we will just see the full scale, like I said, and obviously everything that is available within this area. We'll go all the way up across the top. We'll have a look at where all the animals are and the donkeys and things. You've got your barbecue pits where you can just sit down and obviously cook your own barbecue and grab a bite to eat and everything. So it is very, very well equipped. So if you are used to sort of camping out and everything like that, there is a lot of things on offer, and you have got plenty of toilet facilities, and it is obviously very, very well lit with regards to just getting around and about, because obviously when it's dark at night and you need to nip out and do whatever it is you need to do, you have got some showers down here, and you've got all the other toilets and everything. So there's lots of available. But I thought I'd just walk through and just see where this took us, just so you can see the size of the building. That just takes us to the next row of sort of accommodation, because if you went back to that map with the two blocks of cheese, you've got the outer bit, which was the crust, and then going from left to right, you had all the lines. Left to right of the lines, it's either the accommodation, or like you can see just in the background there, you've got all the tents and the camper vans and things, and that just carried on going down and down and down as we went round. So we will start to come out, and we are actually going to try and beat the weather as well, because a massive storm ends up catching us right at the end of this, and it absolutely buckets it down with a little bit of thunder as well. So you've got some bits and pieces to look forward to. I end up getting absolutely drenched, but it was all good fun. So you can see where it's nice and easy, where you've got all your recycling, all your bin points. There's loads of those dotted around, so you don't have to walk too far to be able to do whatever it is you need to do with regards to emptying your cabins and your tents and everything else like that every single morning, or just during the day, because they're there and available the whole time. So everything down to the right hand side that we are about to have a look at, there are plenty of bits and pieces with regards to just RVs and motorhomes and all that side of stuff. The stuff to the left hand side, these are the different types of accommodations, and you can see we came down from Bear Country. You have got some others. These then link round to the Eagle ones, and also they link round to the Ninjago ones as well. So this is the Beaver Valley, and out the front you can have a load of beaver models. So it is super easy to find when you check in. So if you haven't actually checked out the check-in video, there is sort of a lot of videos with regards to the Legoland Holiday Village for the 2022 season available, all within the accommodations playlist. So we've got them going from the Legoland Park to the actual holiday village, how you check in. We've got a full detailed tour of the actual accommodation that I stayed at. We've got a full detailed tour of now of what we're doing, and then how easy it is to find the mini golf and what else is around that area. So there's lots of videos to find if you are thinking of staying here and you want to know roughly where it is that you want to stay with regards to accommodation, because you've now got the barrels up here. Now these barrels they're easy enough to fit, I think, up to a family of 4. They have a little area where you can eat, but they don't have a shower or toilet, I do believe. So what you would have to do is you'd have to either go to where I've just come from to nip yourself down to the loo and have a shower, or there is more just over the way there where you can actually obviously grab yourself a shower and do whatever it is you need to do from there. All the accommodation on site, you will need to have to bring either your own linen or you do have to pay for linen because it is mandatory. That works out to be about £10 per person, and that includes all your towels, your sheets and your pillowcases. The pillow and obviously the duvet are included, but you do need to have, as mandatory for obviously hygiene and everything like that, the towels and everything that they will provide. It all comes in one big pack, and then you can just use it to your heart's content, and then all you do is you just drop it off the morning of checkout by the reception area in one of their big sort of cleaning bins, and then obviously they get them all washed and hand out the new ones. But this is a nice little touch because you have a big open lake where you can feed the birds, and you've got lots of different sit down areas if you want to, where you can have like a nice picnic and everything like that. So there's plenty of opportunity to do lots of different things with regards to utilizing the space in the evening. It doesn't feel like you're not doing anything when you just sat down on the decking and everything like that. It feels like you are making the most of your time, so it is completely different to a hotel room. Now, that there was actually a donkey in there, and I think there might be some other bits of wildlife and everything within that. Now, I thought I'd be clever and walk all the way around the outside of the lake, but it's a bit of a spoiler. We end up coming back on ourselves because it actually does go to a dead end. So you've got the seating just to the left, and then you think you can carry on going, and it's just all fenced off, so you can't actually get to the next section. So it's more of a horseshoe lake rather than a full loop round. And then you've obviously got some feeds and things like that for the animals that will be within these areas at certain points of the day. Now, I don't know when they sort of get tucked up to bed. I don't know when they're out and about over the season. I would imagine they'll have sort of free reign over in the summer, and they can do all the different bits. And if you are staying in a pitch that is close enough to see these, then you'll be absolutely laughing because you'll be nice and close with regards to being able to see them while basically from your tent, depending on exactly where your pitch is. So that's again something quite nice to look forward to, depending on where you are staying. But like I said, it wasn't a full loop and look around that lake. It's something that I've never gone round before. I just thought it'd be quite nice to see and just see if you could do it, because I thought that would then link us to where I'm about to go next, which was on the map the sort of like those big Indian teepees, which aren't there at the moment. They have all been knocked down. The parking sign has been taken away, which we will all have a look at in a second and have a good explore. And you have a brand new play area. So I do believe this play area is brand new for 2022. So there is plenty of things to check out and have a look for. But yeah, if you look carefully, just in there is an animal. I can see his nose just about. Obviously I'm on the GoPro, so I can't zoom in. And then to the right hand side, that is another block for animals and things like that. And I think there is another one up there as well. We end up actually going left and all the way around. We don't go all the way over to the right hand side. So I just wanted to get pockets and show you where everything is, because if I actually tried to go up and down every single path, this video would have been 2+ hours long at the pace that I was walking around to try and find everything. Now, after a certain time, what they do is they actually stop the almost what their version of the air trampolines are, which is those green things on the floor. So they're inflated by air, where the little ones and the big ones can run onto them and jump up and down and do everything. But obviously they will then cut them off. I think it's like either 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. So then everybody's obviously very respectful of each other with regards to noise and everything. So that is the reason why I did this as a voiceover and not speaking to the camera, because even though there looks like there's nobody about, it is gone 9 o'clock at night. Like I said, it gets dark very, very quickly because there's a massive storm that's coming, but everybody is in their accommodation. There's lots and lots of people on site as well. So you've got all the barrels and everything here. Now these are the slightly cheaper accommodation, more like your glamping, I suppose. This is the one up from your tents and things. I would happily stay there, but I've never been able to find it online at the time that I've been going, because again, all you'd need is just your to hire your towels and things like that, and then you're good to go. But obviously it doesn't have a shower and things on site, so you'd have to just walk over and then use the actual facilities. But I'm assuming that instead of getting a key, you get given a key card, which will then give you access to all the facilities that are on site. Whereas I had a normal key, I couldn't go in to those showers and things like that, which obviously I had absolutely no need to whatsoever. But if you do look at the top of the roofs of the barrels and everything like that, they all have their own model and everything on, or on top of the roof. So there's plenty of different bits and pieces to have a look at and stay at. Now, as we're coming up this way, the reason why I'm walking up this way, I don't go all the way up to the top, is that building to the left-hand side is a completely different hotel. So that is a hotel that you can stay at. I have stayed there before. It is number 8, I do believe it's called. So it's the furthest one up on the map. So if you went from here, you'd then go to what was Hotel Billund, which is now the lodge, and then that goes down to the holiday village, which is also on the right hand side. You've got the Landia, which will be on the right hand side, and then you've got the castle and the normal hotels. So there's loads of hotels, but if you are thinking of staying at number 8, you would literally be sharing the back end of it. And now as we come up and through, this was the Indian camp, but I do believe all of this might have gone, or it's all been changed slightly, because you can see the roof line on the right hand side. All of that roof line is a completely different hotel, but they do have the parking to the right hand side, so that parking might be for the barrels, because you can't get the cars down the barrels, but you are allowed to bring your car down and park beside all of the actual normal cabins and things. So you've got a huge amount of parking just here, but where we are for this parking is not for the building that is on the other side of that hedge. So that is it's another big sort of motel style on the other side, because it's just how it's sort of spread out and laid out. None of the buildings actually connect. So you check in and then you have to walk to one bit of accommodation or walk to the other. Now, as we come round, you can see that there are some sort of leftovers of like the little horses and things for the little ones to play on. The left hand side just there, that is obviously all brand new, including all the sand and stuff. And you can see that they've been doing a lot of building work with the amount of times they've gone up and down. Now, just to the right hand side just here, we will see that there is an Indian camp sign for the parking that has been completely taken down and blocked off. So I'm assuming that that now is going to be no longer, or they might be relocating it. Why they kept that there rather than just throwing it away, I'm not 100% sure. So maybe they are going to try and reuse it or do some bits and pieces with it, because everything up this way was actually where the Indian camp was. So if you think of the map and things like that, where all these benches and everything are, that was where every single one of the accommodations were. Now, each one of these did have its own power, and obviously you can see it has the light on the outside, but I do go up to one of them, and there are plugs there that are covered, so you can just imagine that would be very much a case you would just have your own sleeping bag, and it was just a really nice, quick and easy way just to spend the night there. And I would imagine, again, it would have been slightly cheaper, so it would be nice and cost effective, but you would have then used all the facilities again that were on site, so you could have your showers, nip to the toilet, and do everything that it is you wanted to do. So if you are watching this back and now they have re-erected all of these, please let everybody know in the comments below. Let us know if these are still available to use, because I would like to think that they might have them there, because they've not obviously replaced all the artwork yet. So maybe what they've done is they've just added this playground in for this bit at the top, and then they will be coming back, because each area has a massive playground or play area very, very close to where everything is. So the Ninjago place has its own play area, and then as we walk around, you see all the other bits and pieces where the pirate bits are, that has its own area with the slides and stuff out the front. So maybe they've just rearranged all of this, and they've just done the paths and everything different. We will get a little bit closer and get this at the angle a little bit better, and I do go down the old zip wire as well, so that's always good to test that it works. But all of this is open, so you can obviously use this, and again, it's all there, so it's not blocked off, but you can see that it hasn't been down too long with regards to the grass and stuff that hasn't grown back yet. So again, please let everybody know in the comments below if you've now stayed there, if you've used it, what you think of it, if you've given it the full big in and going running around, because it's always nice to know, because things change so quickly, basically on week, that by the time this is uploaded, it could all potentially already be out of date. So just keep everybody informed in the comments of all the videos, guys and girls, as you go around, because it's always nice to help everybody, and I will obviously do my best to help everybody as well when it comes to places to stay and just how easy it is. But I do like the fact that you've got all these little photo opportunities as well, so you can probably shut those doors and you can take like a family photo if you wanted to. But we will walk up and get a better look at the front. But that is your entrance in, I suppose. That is your welcome saloon. So again, Do they have that with the Indian camp, or are they going to rebrand the Indian camp to something slightly different? Now you can see this big old zip wire just there, so that will get tested out very, very quickly. And you can see also in the background the storm clouds are coming, and it gets really, really dark really quickly, absolutely lashes it down, and then it gets quite clear and bright again. So quite lucky with regards to the time that I went out. Obviously it's a very long tour as well, so I managed to just get everything done just before it stopped. Now these are a better look at the sort of the air trampolines, where you've got the motor running them, blows a load of air in, and everybody just jumps up and down on them. But you can see just how vast this area is. So I then ran up a little bit closer just to get the other side of something that we've not yet seen, and then you can just see all the different bits and pieces where you can run on, jump up, use all the ropes, plenty of swings, and just everything there really with regards to just having a good bit of fun. And then you can see just the length of the distance, and again you can see the clouds coming in. It's getting darker and darker because you can use that light as a guide. That orangey light is not from the holiday village, that's from the other hotel, but those cars I think must be for the barrels. So they must have the car parking for the barrels, and then maybe they're going to redo the car park for the Indian camp. There's so much space up here, so I would imagine that they might be reintroducing. But you can see it's got some speed. That's only from the halfway mark, so that is a good little bit of fun, and it's nice and easy just to get on and go. So I thought I'd just test that out for everybody, and then you can just see how steep the slope is if you wanted to claw your way up, because actually that's where you're supposed to pull the thing all the way back, sit on it, spin round, get down and go. But it is a good size, so this will keep the little ones entertained all evening, that is for sure, and the big ones as well. And now we are making a motor down, because now I've realised that there is a huge storm cloud on its way, which yes, it will catch me out, so you'll be glad that I end up getting soaked towards the end of this video. But we will now go back down past the Bear Country. We cut through towards the Ninjago section. We'll have a look at all the cabins for the Ninjago bits and pieces. We don't go to the golf, I don't think, because that is available in a completely separate video with how we find the golf course. And then obviously we've got the check-in video, which is available, but we do go into that area to grab a drink, which was really nice. And then by the time we've come out, it's suddenly pitch black in there for no more than 2-3 minutes. It's just how quickly the storm cloud kicked in. But the reception area, in case I forget to say it, that is open 24 hours, so you can easily go down, and there are people there to help you if required. So that's always nice and peace of mind. And if you've obviously forgotten anything, they will have bits and pieces if you need it. If not, there is a shop on site for Legoland and also the holiday village as well, where you can get all your toothbrushes and things and all your toiletries if you have forgotten that side of things. So there's everything and anything on site that you need if you've forgotten it, and like I said, there is plenty of things to do. Now it is starting to get a little bit darker, so I do apologise, because like I said, it wasn't actually the night clouds coming in, it was just the storm clouds coming in, and it really came down heavy. But you might be able to catch at some point in the background, there is some spotlights. Now the spotlights is because there was a concert going on just down from where we were, and this is for the 90th birthday for all the members of staff, and they had a massive concert on this is Friday night. So if you caught anybody that work for Lego, or any of the Lego designers that you follow on their Instagram or social media, you could just see the scale of how big that party was. But it was in the background, you can see the lights going up in the ceiling and the roof. And I've not really spoken about it yet, but they have got a huge amount of artwork on their side of the buildings. And the reason why I'm coming back here is now because the lights are on and the TV is on, and there's people watching football at the bottom, and obviously you've got the pool table and things like that in there. So there's just a nice open space, and you can just sit down, grab a bite to eat, do whatever it is you needed to do, and you're out the way. And obviously we're back by the barbecue pits, and I think I missed something, so I came down a little bit further. I missed whatever this was. This is another thing for the little ones and the big ones to play on, because you've got the crocodile on the floor just there as well, where you can jump on and again take a load of photos and everything with regards to that. And then just literally there where all that grass is, that's where you would pitch up your caravans and things, and then just get on with it basically. So there's a huge amount of area on this side if you don't really explore, because there's no real need to, because if you remember that block of cheese on the map, everything to the right hand side is just meant for your caravans, your motorhomes, your RVs, whatever it is you want to call them. you can just rock up, reverse up, set up and go. And there are different areas with regards to tenting pitches and things like that dotted around that bit. So everything to the left hand side is basically hard standing. Everything to the right hand side is all easy movable. Now there we go, so you can just see how it's different to the left hand right hand side on those blocks of cheese. We've gone up by the water, we've done all that. We didn't go all the way up and round to the top left hand corner. I might explore that in a slightly different video, but like I said, I was starting to get a bit weary of the storm clouds coming, because originally saw them in the distance and I was like, it should be okay, we'll do some bits and pieces. But then I really do start to get a motor on, because you can see the sky in front of us isn't too bad, but it is vicious behind us. So when we all spin around and have a look, it is a bit emotional. But again, they've now got another play area smack in the middle of all these other different bits of accommodation just here, and it's really nice and really simple, that you can just get on, do whatever it is you need to do. It's at your own discretion, at your own risk, so you can just use it basically whenever. But again, a lot of people by 9 o'clock, they were sort of packed up and just ready just to be quiet basically, and just not make too much noise. And it was silent. They wait, obviously where we are, their working days a little bit earlier than the ones in the UK, so everybody's up by sort of 7:30 and they're out and about going and getting breakfast and everything else easily by that. But the actual Lego parks and things don't open till 10. Legoland is a fantastic place to go in the morning. I think we got over there by 9 o'clock-ish, I think, or maybe just after, and yeah, there was just nobody there. So that is available in the video. So it's a royal we, so it's all of us, everybody that's watching and myself. We all went over there and had a look. But we are in wolf territory now, and then we will carry on and walk down and round, and we'll get to have a look at one or two of these models. I think we'll have a quick look at where we get the takeaway, and then we'll sort of loop round on ourselves, get down to Ninjago, have a quick look at that, because there's one or two models just here. So it was now getting to the decision of, do I carry on filming this in the morning, or do I just make a bolt for it and just carry on? And obviously I made the decision to crack on and get it done all in one hit. So that's why the video is just over smidgen over 36 minutes long. And to be honest, until I put this video together, I had no idea I was walking around for just over 35 minutes. So it's time definitely disappears when you're sort of walking around trying to soak it all in. But it is a huge area. Like I said, you can go off and play your mini golf, you can go off and watch your telly over to the landing, and you can do a load of different bits and pieces. I've said there's some plenty of videos where it's got the availability to go and swim, ice skate, do everything that it is you need to do. Now these cabins here are smaller than the other cabins, so I do believe that they are just sort of almost, you've got your bit where you can go to the kitchen, you've got a place that you can obviously sit down, grab a bite to eat, and you've got your bedrooms. But I don't think it has the add-on bit, which would be where you can nip to the toilet and then obviously shower. That's why they are slightly more compact, and they're all of these on the right hand side as well. So I do believe that is why up here is where people can then pitch up a tent, and then everybody was walking down and coming into the Ninjago bit just here further up, and that's where you can go to the toilet and obviously have a nice shower. So if you have stayed in these intrigue me a little bit, because I can't imagine the price point of these being too much more than the Barrel. But obviously you're going to be paying less because you don't have the shower and the toilet there. Are they worth staying in for the cheaper the value? Because you still have the decking on the front. In fact, you have a much bigger decking on the front, so you can actually put a lot more stuff there. If you had your push bikes and things, for example, they would easily go up on that bit. You've got your tables and chairs where you can sit down in the sun. They are much closer to the actual reception area as well, because everything's basically at the front. Now this building that's lit up to the right hand side, that is where you would have your shower and everything. So you can just see, you are, what, a minute walk, and you're past all the recycling bins, and then you've got all your shower and everything. So if you were just staying in that area and you've stayed in that area before, please let us know, because I'd like to know if the rooms are bigger and the beds are bigger, and it's literally just meant for, not so much adults, but it's just a case of, it's just the layout inside slightly different, where they accommodate slightly bigger rooms but you get less, but the price is completely different. Now again, you've got more of these play areas. Again, they're flat, so they've all turned off, and you've got this brilliant artwork like you do on a lot of the buildings as we walk around on the left and right hand sides. Obviously this is all Ninjago themed because we are in the Ninjago area. So again, if you stayed in the Ninjago cabin, let us know. I have never stayed in one of the Ninjago cabins, but the theming on the outside does look very, very, very good. And if it's anything to go by the Ninjago hotel rooms, they will be amazingly themed on the inside. I know they are more expensive, but I think you do get a little bit more with them with regards to theming. But I would imagine the layout's the same. So they'll have the 2 bedrooms. They'll have just 4 chairs. There's no couch or settee to sit on, which, because of the layout of them, I guess it's a little bit more difficult to put them in. So I don't know if they've got that in the Ninjago cabin. Now, just to the directly behind Zane here, that is where you would then head off to a massive Ninjago play area, and you have the mini golf and everything just down there. So that is just down that way is where you've got the golf sign, and then you keep on going. You can do a big horseshoe around that bit. That would take you into a different area, then you come back into where we're going to be walking down to now. So it does go back quite a bit, but again, I'm trying to race this storm cloud. So we will start heading down, I do believe, towards the pirate bit. We'll walk through the pirate bit. We'll have a look at some of the other different bits of accommodation. So again, these are different. As you can see, the entrance to the front there is much, much bigger. So the ones that are down in the Eagle Plains, I think, are the smaller ones, because you can see the actual building is like half and half. So you've got more decking and you don't have much of a building there. So I just wanted to get a good look at that, and they're all that sort of style. So are they literally just bedrooms and more open way, and then you've got to use the local facility on site? If you can remember how much you paid, let everybody in the comments know, because I am really intrigued to know what that is, because I'm tempted to try and stay there next time you come, because it's not an area really that you use a massive amount for the showers and stuff. And obviously, if it's the sinks and when you go to brush your teeth, you tend to do that all at the same time. So it'll be easy enough just where they're located, just to walk over the way and just do it. Obviously, if you're scared of the dark and you want everything in one room, you just stay in the cabin that actually has all that facility on, which is all the Ninjago stuff, and it's all the Wild Wild West bits and pieces, and you don't have to worry about getting out and doing all that side of stuff. But again, you can see all the Lego models on the outside. They are obviously all Lego bricks, and the numbers of each unit are Lego bricks as well. So number 13, you can see that's tastefully done, and every single one on site has its own Lego mosaic number. But you can see you literally are now in the camping zone to the left hand side. The right hand side, there's somewhere that I've never stayed in, but they do have these dotted all over the place. So the pirate sections, like they've got in Germany, they're more of like I guess like a hotel style, because you go inside and you go up the stairs and things like that. And we will walk through it, but it's got its own little play bit just here. Again, if you wanted to use the bigger area, you can just run around the back to the Ninjago bit. Left hand side, you've got a model just down here, you've got one up on the roof, and then if you look to the left, that is where the restaurant is. So that is where the all-you-can-eat buffet is, and then that's where you'd have breakfast. And then you can see just to the right is where the actual sort of blocks are of where you would go in and stay. So again, you've got even more types of accommodation now, because you've got the, I'm not saying the more high end, but you've got the pirate style, which is sort of, I would guess, more of like a hotel room. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never stayed in there. Then you've got the barrel. So the barrel is very much a case of, it's just where you would sleep, and then you've got a little decking area out the front. You've got the cabins where you could easily stay inside, watch a little bit of telly. You've got all the showers and everything. You've got the half cabins, which again I would imagine would have the telly and everything, but you've got the nice bit of decking at the front where you could sit down and do whatever it is you need to do. And then obviously you can bring your camper van, or you can tent. So you've got 7 different options, I do believe, all within the one area. And everything has fantastic facilities, and you are within a 5-minute walk from Legoland itself. So again, like I said at the start of this video, there are videos of me walking to Legoland to here, checking in. You've got a full detailed tour of the room. You've got another detailed tour of how we actually do a big figure of 8, which we go a different way to where we are now to actually find the mini golf. That's Lelandia directly in front, and then if you look carefully, there will be a massive play area, so you can see the big slide and everything. And then you've got all the benches and everything to sit on. If you carried on walking up that way, that would then take you up and round into the car park if you wanted to the main reception, or you could go up and out to the right, and that's another different way that you can get to for the mini golf. Now I'm coming back on myself, but we'll end up going a slightly different way, because I will then cut through and back down to the reception area at the front. So this is like the main way in, which is where you come in and come back out again. So we'll have a quick look in there in a minute or two. End up getting a drink because extremely thirsty. So all I've done, instead of walking across up and round, I've just not walked across the grass basically. I've now gone into the car park bit. I'm then going to turn left. We'll think we're going to the restaurant first. So the all-you-can-eat restaurant buffet is where these doors are. Now you can see there's a little bit of rain splatter on the camera already. It is starting to get dark. Again, it's storm clouds. So this is the Pirate Inn. Amazing, well filmed on the inside. It's got loads of toilets and everything. You just need to use the toilet. That was smoothly done by myself. And then we have lots and lots of models. So this is nice because I think you can play a game. So I think this has just got me thinking now. When you check in, you can get given a bit of paper where you can actually play a game where that allow you to go into the main hotel, and you've got to do bits and pieces. Didn't have time to do that, but next time I stay here, I will grab that bit of paper, I'll bring the camera with me, and we'll go and play that game because I have the sheet in front and everything else. But this is very nice, just display models with all the pirates chilling. You've got all the parrots and everything else like that. Let us know in the comments if you've seen anything like this before and what you think, and how does this one compare to your other restaurants around the world. You've got all these display pieces as well, which I think is a really nice touch. Through the glass, obviously you can see the actual restaurant. That is all closed. We'll just happen to get into this bit just at the right hand times. I would imagine that they would lock this up, even though it's got the toilets there. It might be a case of they actually rope this bit off and then do keep the toilets open for anybody that is in the pirate bit. Not 100% sure on that. But again, this is the back of the reception area. So we will walk round and come into the reception bit. That's where they get all their bits and pieces done. And then this is the till to the restaurant, and then you can go in and just grab yourself a bite to eat. Completely different layouts to how it would be at the actual Lego hotels. But obviously we are in a different bit because we're in the village, so they've got their own structure and layout. But yeah, you can see loads of open space, loads of different models, toilets and everything that is to the right side, and they let you know who they're suitable for with regards to the Lego figures up on the front. So you've got his and hers, and you've got disabled access, baby access and everything like that. So they're all nice and easy to follow. And then you have got a big Lego brick board just there where you can make up all the different bits and pieces that you want to, and then you've got all their rewards and everything on the side. So it's a very good accommodation. You can see how dark it is getting, and it will be absolutely lashing down in a couple of minutes. So I end up making this a little bit shorter and probably start running, in all fairness. So there's loads of models just around the outside just here. So again, during the day and when you first check in, you've got loads of big pirate boats and everything. You do get to see them a little bit easier in one of the other videos of the actual check-in, because that's how it starts. And then I do like this because this is where you just drop your key cards off. It's a big Lego letterbox, so you can just dump them and go. You can see there'll be a laundry basket just to the left hand side if I pan round enough. But this fridge open 24/7, which is perfect, because by the time I'd done this walk I really did need a drink. You've got all the barrels and everything. Now these are obviously the little critters that they have on the log flume rides, and they're the ones that tend to get you absolutely drenched. Now underneath each check-in till, you have loads of different Lego models and displays, so you can have a look at all of these with regards to the boats and just stuff. There's lots of things so you can look at, and you've also got all the different bits and pieces with regards to stuff behind the till as well, which is obviously really nice. But it's just a really nice area, nice and chilled. This is obviously how you can then check in. You've got all the touch screens and everything, or you can speak to a member of staff. So it's very quick, very simple. That is where you pick up your towels and stuff from. They're the packs that I've been talking about, and then obviously that would then be empty at night. Empty the following day, and you just throw the stuff in. Now look how dark it's got. I was in there minutes, and it was smashing it down. So there's only a couple of minutes left, so I am starting to run out of time. So guys, hopefully you found it useful. The right hand side is the shop that is on site. That has a big Lego model in. They do have the little minifigures that you can buy, but that is mainly meant for all your toiletries and your food and drinks and stuff that you've forgotten. You can see the rain starting to come down, and obviously the models and everything that we're looking at across the top, that is what we are trying to hunt for. So I'm going to let you soak in for the last couple of minutes all the rain and everything. Now you will see the models will come up, they will approach. So we are looking at a donkey currently, so as long as you can see that there is a donkey there. And then what we will do is we'll start walking up the road We will walk past on the left hand side where you've got the takeaway bit, and that is where you can then obviously grab your takeaway rather than getting into all you can eat, and then just walk up in a straight line, basically go to stop where the video started, and then, like I said, in about half an hour the sky cleared and you could have walked around again and it was nowhere near this dark. But there are, if you need to start looking for the lights in the sky that are panning around, you've got the spotlights and things, because that is from the concert that is playing, like I said, from the Lego University for the staff party. I really hope you found this helpful and useful, and if you are thinking of staying here, or you are staying here, hopefully you're now excited to look forward to sort of getting your teeth sunk into here and just looking forward to your trip and staying. There's your spotlights in the background, so I'm going to leave you with those and then just have a little wander to the end, guys. So as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Ta-da.